Hey guys, how's it going? It's Carter Wajenko here from the Tackle Box. Today I'm going to be testing a theory and doing an experiment on rod length. You guys are definitely going to want to tune in. Let's get started. Alright guys, so today we're going to be testing a theory about rod length that I'm sure a lot of anglers have heard of. So flipping and pitching is one of my favorite ways to catch fish. So there's a lot of debate on what rod length you should use for flipping. Personally, I love using anywhere from a 7'3" to a 7'6". It really depends on your height as well. I'm 5'10" for reference for this experiment, but today we're going to be testing 3 different rod lengths and seeing how much does rod length actually affect accuracy. So we got a 6'8" right here, a 683 Sierra, great light worm rod, and I got a light jig on it right now. And then next up, I got a Dobyns 735 Champion XP. So this is probably one of my go-to rods. This is more for lighter stuff. I'll go from a quarter to 5/16 ounce with this rod, maybe a half, but I'm really going to be pushing it there. And then next is going to be my 764, which is pretty much my dedicated flipping rod. And then for reels, I paired them all with different reels. I've gotten a lot of experience with the reels that I have on them. So like I usually pair the Scorpion with the 735. I really wanted to give each of these rods the best chance at performing well, because in my opinion, I think rod length doesn't matter. I think time with your rod matters. I think you can be just as accurate with a 7'6" as you can with a 6'8", as long as you put your time in with the 7'6", get used to it, and get really good at flipping with a 7'6". But today we're going to be putting that theory to test. I'm going to be doing 25 flips into a bowl from 20 feet away, and I'm going to be measuring out of how many of those 25 flips I get into the bowl for each rod, and then I'm going to be repeating that trial 3 times. So that's going to be 225 total flips that I'm about to make. Going to be using jigs. I got different sizes, so I got a 3/8 for this one, 5/8 for my heavier rod, and then I got I believe it's a quarter or something like that for this lighter rod. Anyways, let's get started. What is up, guys? So just wrapped up all the testing, got all the data ready, and want to share it with you guys. So for the 683, I had 45.3% flipping accuracy. So 45.3% of those shots, I made it into that bowl. So it was pretty good for that. That's kind of what I was expecting. Usually those shorter rods are going to give you more control, but when you're out on the water, getting power on the hook set, especially when you're fishing heavy cover with a short rod like that, is going to be really hard. And then moving up to a 735, which is my preferred rod to use for flipping, or a 7'6". The 735 I flipped with yesterday when we went out to a strip mine lake, and I flipped a ton with it. So I believe that experience of flipping with it and getting it in your head programmed of like how you need to be flipping that bait when you have that specific length of rod, I think that really helped, and I ended up having the best flipping accuracy with the 735. So I had 54.66% flipping accuracy with the 735, and then the 764 I haven't even flipped with at all this year. I did use it a little bit last year. I bought it in the fall, so I don't have a ton of experience with flipping with a 7'6", as well as not having as much control over that rod just because it's a longer rod. It is going to give you a little bit more power though, so that's something to consider when you might be punching big mats or flipping really heavy cover, is to go over that 7.6 and give up that flipping accuracy. I ended up having 26.6% flipping accuracy, so that is half of what I had with my 7'3". So the conclusion that we can come to, experience with your rod definitely plays. You're not just gonna pick up a shorter rod and instantly have better flipping results. You need to put your time in. But then we also found that going past that 7'3" range is really, after that, it's really going to deteriorate your flipping accuracy once you get into those 7'5", 7'6" rods. At least for me personally, you know, a lot of it depends on your height. You know, I'm 5'10", so that's just a reference for you guys, but that is an in-depth experiment and comparison between these three rods. If you guys want to check out any of the Dobyns lineup, definitely check out the link below. Anyways, guys, that's a wrap for the video, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Tackle Box. Thank you.